What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing a special Thanksgiving Day rebuild. We are going to be rebuilding the Detroit Lions, but technically it's going to be a fantasy draft rebuild consisting of only 6 teams players. So, of course, that means only Houston, Detroit, Dallas, Washington, Pittsburgh, and Baltimore. So, as far as, the quarterback position goes, it's either between Dak, Haskins, Stafford, Deshaun Watson, Big Ben, or Lamar Jackson. Of course, to make this fair, we are going to just go in. We're not going to try to aim for some specific pick. If I could have any pick, 100% hands down, top 2 pick to get Lamar Jackson. But we still have a chance at Watson, maybe a chance at Dak. I can't remember. I think he is superstar as well. He might actually go top 15 or something like that. But hopefully we end up with at least Deshaun Watson. So I was about 2.5 hours into this rebuild already when the Ravens and Steelers game got pushed back to Sunday, I believe. So it is what it is. Technically, they're a Thursday Thanksgiving team. They would have been if it wasn't for the whole COVID. So it's not normal. It is what it is. Complain if you want. That's the way the video is going to be. I don't remember if I mentioned if I sold out or not. But second channel, PK Plays, please subscribe if you're interested in all things me, because I think some of those videos are even better than our Madden content. And of course, there will be a Spider-Man Miles Morales video up there tonight. Episode, what is it, part 6 now? And of course, maybe a stream on twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. If not any of those things, maybe Twitter, Jeromepkr. I don't know, whatever. Enough selling out. Onto the rebuild. Let's go into the fantasy draft. Pick 25. Oh, that hurts. That hurts. Deshaun Watson goes right before our pick. I will say, though, guys like Chase Young and Marlon Humphrey are still there. This is a tough one for me on what I want. I feel like the potential for a hidden development pass rusher in the draft is a lot higher than a corner, but I also feel like there's more corners to work with than pass rushers, right? Like if we go Chase Young here, would we get Kendall Fuller in the 3rd? Or maybe Okudah? Yeah, I'm going to go Chase Young. I think we can get Okudah. Chase Young is the first pick of the draft for us. Please, for the love of Jesus, Dak Prescott, please. If Dak's there. Dak Prescott is there. That is obviously a massive win. 27 years old. Couldn't go for Watson, so Dak Prescott it is. Welcome to the team, buddy. All right, Fuller maybe. Nah, Fuller's definitely gone. If Casey Hayward just went. Damn, Fuller is obviously gone. I think this pick might be Okudah if he's even there still. Zach Martin's still there. J.J. Watt is gone. Unless there's someone massive I'm forgetting, like Stephon Tuitt's decent, but like he's 27. We could get, I wouldn't say better, but we can get someone else. Terry McLaurin. Ooh. I do not know when he goes. Star development trait. Okudah's there, 100%. I had him go in high 4th round. We had a Woozier as well, but obviously you go for the superstar plus player. They said we reached. I can't agree with that. I think this has got to be Terry McLaurin. There's just no other way around it. 23-year-old Terry McLaurin, obviously fan favorite in the Washington franchise. If Lamb is here at 25, that'd be so clutch. Zach Martin's still there. I don't know when Zach Martin goes, but I'm thinking about it. And unfortunately for us, CeeDee Lamb is gone. But what can you do? This is kind of when I would have someone like Leighton Vander Esch going. Justin Reed was supposed to be gone already. I don't know if he dropped an overall or whatnot, but I want Justin Reed more than Leighton. I think linebacker's a lot easier to draft and develop than safety these days in Madden. If Leighton's still there here, though, I will take him. But I don't think he will be. Oh, he is. When does Zach Martin go, though? Like, he's got to be soon, right? Do I just take Zach Martin? Ooh, actually, I have Mark Andrews going mid-7th. I'm going to go Mark Andrews. He's too talented not to. We could have maybe went for Hawkinson later, but as far as tight end goes, there's really only 2 teams here that are halfway decent. And unfortunately, Zach Martin is gone. Brandon Sheriff is still there, and I might be taking him here. So Brandon Sheriff, ooh, what about the man himself, DeCastro? Like, he lasts a decent bit. He's 30. He probably lasts till 34. DeCastro has a 14th pick. Okay. I guess we're going to go Brandon Sheriff. He's a high 9th, and we don't have anything around here at all. So Brandon Sheriff it is. All right, we're going to reach again and take Mr. Devin Bush, the first and potentially only linebacker of this entire thing. Actually, Patrick Queen maybe later. Once again, this is going to be where we're going to be reaching quite a bit. Frank Ragnow, the next pick, the center of the Detroit Lions. Maybe I should be telling you which team each of these guys are from. So in case you did not know, hopefully we didn't make a mistake, Mark Andrews is a Raven. Dak Prescott, of course, is a Cowboy. McLaurin is a football team. Sheriff is football team. Lions, football team. Texans, Steelers, and Lions. So of all the teams, we do not have a single player from... I think we have one from each team, actually. We could have had Hawkinson just a second ago, which is a big sell. And I'm looking for another guy that we may have missed hard. There's one we missed, Montez Sweat. Who do we take over him? In fairness, they would have been either Mark Andrews or Montez Sweat. I also missed 2 DTs from the Washington football team, which is a massive yikes. But I like this challenge because obviously it's, there's going to be holes because it's very hard to, know when each player is supposed to go and, when's the best time to take them. All right, so Patrick Queen is still kind of severely underrated, but he's better than the last time I made this list. So I'm going to reach here for him right now. We are missing one linebacker. I'm trying to think of any team that maybe we'd be able to get one from. I'm not really sure. Once again, maybe reach again. We're going to take DeCastro. He's supposed to go round 14. I don't really have anyone else here anyway, so I'm just going to take him. No, this is going to be a super reach. I have no idea when Claypool goes, but we messed up on a couple of wide receivers, so we need one desperately. Chase Claypool, the likely number 2 wide receiver. And, once again, there's this list that I've been going off of is tough because it's the one I would have for an in general franchise rather than, this situation where it's only 6 teams. So I might actually have to start looking through each team to make sure we're not missing anyone because the value might not be there for an in general draft, but obviously for this situation, like Swift is probably going to be our running back. And if he's, projected to go even anytime soon, we got to take him. Like, Swift is round 21 for me. Once again, I really don't have anyone else, so I'm just going to take Swift early. I'm just going to make sure that we get these players. We're going to take Jamal Agnew, 70 overall, but superstar. Supposed to be a return man, but probably going to be our slot wide receiver. No idea when Titus Howard goes, but let's grab him. 24-year-old starting right tackle, most likely. I apologize, I didn't go into this going crazy ham, only write down every team's players and this and that, but, I apologize if I missed anyone that I probably did. It's probably going to be, a big one that I'm forgetting. Why didn't I take Marquise Pouncey? I'm almost certain he was there. That's a mistake. Obviously, he regresses hard, but, come on. That's a mistake. I guess we're going to go Chase Roulier. That'll finish our line. A little disappointed by the Marquise Pouncey miss, but... oh well. All right, next guy on the list is Terrell Edmonds to play starting, probably strong safety. Put Reed back at free. Unless you put Reed at corner. Corners are lacking hard. And then I believe to finish the linebackers, Malik Harrison, I believe of the Ravens, right? Pretty sure. And we're going to add Cole Holcomb as a backup middle linebacker. We're blazing the trail now. Don't want to forget kicker, so Justin Tucker's our guy. We are now going to sign Jack Fox, I believe, of the Detroit Lions, to be the Detroit Lions punter here. Oh, here we go. Tristan Hill. That'll be a clutch one. I mean, that's cool with me. It's going to be all Dallas today. Gallimore, they've got, the youngest, worst, quote-unquote, players for DT. Hey, we get saved by Vernon Hargraves for the millionth time in a rebuild. I believe he is a Texan corner. Oh, Xavier Woods is there. Maybe Reed can play corner. There we go. Xavier Woods, new starting strong safety. Justice Hill of the Baltimore Ravens. And then Bryce Love finishes off the running backs. Josh Dobbs, I believe, is still a Steeler, right? Adding on Kaliki Hudson of the Washington football team. Oh, almost forgot about Trayvon Diggs. Not a bad little choice there. Youngster. And I completely forgot about the Ravens fullback, so it's Gillespie, ironically enough, for our fullback scenario we did yesterday. We talked about him. Welcome to the crap show, to be honest. Ulysses Gilbert, my guy, welcome. All right, our team is a 78 overall with everyone in position. I want to compare that to the rest of the league. We did land some pretty young players, but obviously we are very far behind the curve here. An average of at least 3 to 4 overalls. I'd say easily 4 overalls, maybe even 5 if you want to consider how many 83 plus teams there are. I would say about a 4 overall difference. There was one other team that was like kind of on par with us. Someone was, who was it? It was 79 overall I seen. They were the Titans. Jesus. Tennessee, what are you doing? Come on, at least hopefully they went young, I suppose. No, the Giants are not. Yeah, we're in a bit of a spot, but we did land some decently young players. So going through the roster on who we need to replace, honestly, for O-line, you probably don't need to replace anyone. Where's DeCastro? DeCastro, oh, to be fair, maybe we are in a 78 overall, because I changed all the positions, but I guess DeCastro like glitched out or something. I don't understand how that works, but DeCastro is supposed to be a left tackle. What overall are we? Okay, maybe it just still keeps the overall even if they're not in the right spot. But as far as who we need to replace, honestly, we might be set with this entire offensive line for the rest of this rebuild. Usually we go about 4 seasons. Like I said, with DeCastro at 30, probably lasts till 34 or retires at 34, which would be the 4th season, of course. Looking at wide receivers, maybe the number 3, but top 2 I think are set. Running back, Swift should be set. Dak Prescott, obviously. Mark Andrews, obviously. Looking at the defensive side of things, this is where things didn't go so well. Left end, I don't even know where Granderson's from. Might have to put Anthony Rush in. Is Anthony Rush a Cowboy? He's in Seattle Seahawks, and none of them are. Great. We'll move Washington up there. Chase Young at right end, Tristan Hill and Gallimore at DT. Of course, this team needs to be moved to a 4-3. I don't know. This kind of looks like a 3-4 to me, but is Detroit not playing a 4-3? They look way too unathletic to be playing a 3-4, aren't they? I don't even know. But we moved Reed over to number 1 corner, as you would expect. Okuda probably plays the number 1 cornerback spot after this season, though. Safeties, they're somewhat young, so I don't know who we have to replace there. Patrick Queen, Bush, and Harrison, all the starters. Might not have to worry about linebacker, but D-line for sure need to draft at least 1 or 2, maybe even 3 positions. Corner, I think, is fine. Maybe 1 more, and then safety for the youth. But, you know, considering we had a choice between 6 teams, only out of 32, not bad, right? Not bad. Could have been way worse. Trayvon Diggs wants a deal. We're going to lock him up to a 7-year, $16 million one. Tease Tabor, probably not, though. And Gillespie, I guess. Gillespie, I don't know. I guess I'll give him a 5-year, $8. And Broderick will get a contract. Once again, it's going to be a fantasy style, I think, so I don't really care. We're going to go for minimums on the guys that are actual of the 6 teams. And, of course, you can see here, it's not going so well. All right, so for a moment there, I was like, hey, we might actually be pretty decent. We are not pretty decent. I'm glad we won at the end, though, so we could, knock out a top 5, top 10 pick for whatever we ended up with. But like I said, I thought for a second we were going to be decent. 3-1 to start off the season. And then, as Detroit usually does, sorry, Detroit fans, this is what happens. Of course, speaking of Detroit, I do have to do a realistic style rebuild for the Detroit Lions, so we'll do that at some point in the future. Dak Prescott with a 4,048-yard season, 34 touchdowns, 13 picks. That's not bad at all. Rushing, though, DeAndre Swift. Why? Why can't you do better? Terry McLaurin, that's borderline superstar. I mean, it could really go either way. I do not know. The best wide receiver award would be kind of a decent decider of that, I suppose. Bush and Edmonds, maybe both dev up. At least Edmonds, please. Chase Young, really good season, especially for Madden. That's basically like a 20-sack season in Madden. Patrick Queen with 7.5. Okay. Interesting. I didn't know he was going to be a pass rusher, but okay. Looking at picks, meh. Tucker. Are you in the sane? Let's take a look at punting for Jack Fox. Meh. As far as awards go, I mean, maybe Chase Young. Outside of that, though, I do not think so. Offensive Rookie of the Year, no. Chase Young, yes, which is good. McLaurin at 7, yeah, that's unlikely. Unless it's by conference. I can't remember if it's by conference or by league. Need to be top 8 or whatever. I don't remember the thresholds. I don't know if they changed anything or not. But yeah, unlikely to be superstar, but that's fine because Terry McLaurin's still really good. Had a pretty good season anyways. The Texans, ironically, one of the teams. And the Seahawks, the winner of this one is the Texans. Now let's take a look at any potential dev-ups if we had them. Terry McLaurin, unfortunately, no. Chase Claypool with a nice little upgrade season as well, which is nice. Looking at the defensive side of things, as far as dev-ups go, we had only one of them, and it goes to Malik Harrison, the linebacker. That's a little unfortunate. Definitely would have thought Edmonds would have went to star. This is obviously why you go with a guy like Chase Young. He's so high, 83 overall, and he is like a high, he's a high second or late first pick in a fantasy draft. There's a reason why, it's because of this stuff. And we'll obviously get him to a 90 overall here. 6,500 XP per upgrade. As a 90 overall. It's insane. All right, so I would assume free agency is going to be pretty much nothing. But for free agency, I think what we'll do, that's retirements, what we'll do is for us to sign someone, they either have to play for the team of the 6 teams, or they had to play for one of them at some point. Of course, Tavon Young, is he still a Raven? I can't remember, but he was once upon a time a Raven. However, we don't really need him anyway, so completely irrelevant. But that's, I think, what we're going to do for this rebuild. Of course, year 1, pretty much going to be nothing. Maybe we'll look for one of these older DTs, but overall, probably not going to go for any of these players. Like, what is wrong with this game? Why does that happen? Thankfully, it's fixed, but why? So we may have overpaid for Ryan Kerrigan. We gave him a 1-year, $7.5 million deal, but at least we're set there. We're still going to look to probably draft a linebacker, but still, that's, a D-end, you know what I mean? Linebacker, because that's the best available for D-end. But yeah, at least we have an option. And for our draft pick at number 3, there's really not anyone that's that good. This guy's a late first, so maybe pick 17 or so. I think we're going to trade this to, is there any teams? There might be a few teams with 2 first-round picks, so let's try to find those. All right, best we could do is pick 3 for 22, 32, and 54 this year, which we will now wait until the corner that's supposed to go higher than ours is gone. But unless the guy we have is gone, then I'm going to cry. And the corner we want is already there. Damn, the other corners are already gone. So, I mean, if we want the guy we want, we're going to have to trade up. Trade 32, 54, and a 3rd round next year to the Bears for pick 13, which will now take Terrell Carr, 21 years old, 6 foot tall, B+ zone coverage. If it comes down to it, he could play a safety. Please be hidden. Ooh, that is a huge, huge win. And he might actually play free safety for us. I don't know. We'll see. But a huge win. I mean, almost 90% of the freaking picks in the first round are normal development. So that's actually really big. That's what she said. Floyd Forney looks decent. Where's the guy we have? Deon Harris or Dayon Harris, one of the two. His top skills don't look great, but his combine report's good enough. And really, I mean, there's not much better in this class unless you had the first pick overall, which we did not. So, I don't know what to tell you. I really don't. I'm just trying to debate if any of these guys are worth it. Forney looks pretty damn good. Parks doesn't look much worse. Of course, they're both kind of projected around the same time. What's the age difference? Same age? Both 22. Early first talent for both of them. Don't know how true that is, but interesting. That's tough, though. Well, let's try to trade this down to mid-second or something. The Vikings are going to give us a mid-second and 3rd for this, so I'll go for it. Not bad. Pick 3 in the 2nd. The other safety is gone. Do we reach for this guy? Let's reach for Harris. Please be good. Ooh, 74. I mean, he's 74 overall. He's normal. 72 finesse, decently fast, really good excel, which obviously makes up for 83 speed. Probably average him at an 87. Pretty good player. He'll be a starter out the gate. Was it a good pick, though? That's really the question. I think so. JT Parks, I'm debating it, but I don't know if we really need safety that bad, unless he's hidden. I think it's just going to be one of those picks where we just decide later on. We'll look at him, see if we made the right call or not. And then for this one, this might be a reach. This might be a reach on the DT. What's his name? Northrup? But, I mean, he looks pretty good. What about the wide receiver, Kevin Coker? Fast, but probably not worth it. We're going to go for Mr. Michael Northrup. Really good skills and decent enough combine grade, specifically with the strength. Another normal development player. 72 overall, 83 power move, though. Decently fast. Not bad, actually. Really good player. Solid. Probably be a starter right out the gate, actually, with our DTs. We also have another DT, a little bit better in the combine grade, but worse in the top skills. I don't know if I want him, though. Emmett Selvey, mid-fifth. Do we take Emmett? Let's take Emmett Selvey. What the hell do we do with the guy we just drafted, then? Like, this guy's more raw. I don't know, though, because this guy's more raw. 285 DT? You know what? We're gonna... Aaron Donald, how are you? A weaker Aaron Donald, perhaps? I think we're putting him at DT. Because the other guy is normal, but he has way more potential in the fact that he is already 83 finesse move. We don't really need another DT, but we're just going to go... We don't need these hidden DTs. We need other positions, but like that's the last guy on my board. He was the best available. I was kind of hoping that left tackle was there. I don't know what to tell you. I think we're going to trade down the rest, though. I mean, we kind of did well, though, right? Kind of depends on who's, what dev is what. I don't know who's better, but I'm going to go with the Raiders. Like dev. Did I say who's dev? Whose draft pick's going to be better? But let's take a look at the devs we had, and let's also take a look at the devs we missed. There was 2 safeties, and then I suppose we'll take a look at that right end, because we could have traded up, in fairness. Carr is star. Of course, it rhymes, so, it just had to happen. Northrup, I was like, oh, not a bad pick, actually, but literally not going to play. Literally no roster spot. Selvey, if he has superstar, he'll play end. Okay, star, so he'll be at DT. And then DJ McKinley, also hidden development. Let's see what he has. Probably also star, to be honest, but yeah, star development, 74. I mean, it's not a bad number for DT, but like, let's just put him at 95 or something. All right, so DM, the first pick overall in the draft was normal. He looked so good, and you can see he is, but spin move only. And he's normal. That is technically a bust, but he's not, because he'll still be decent. I mean, I'm not really going to look at all the hiddens. I mean, unless they're DT, they're probably not going to be hidden. DT or wide receiver, usually unhidden in the first. Like, this is so brutal. Tracy Hart, like, the Titans screwed up so hard. I don't know, whether he's star or superstar. Automatically just a huge mistake, because you cannot develop linemen. But enough of that. What about the other corners? Did any of them have... Ooh, normal development. Ooh, the normal development. Yikes! They all sold! Was there a corner behind us? No. Michael Mayer? No. Who the hell did we want again? It was like some safety, right? Forney was the first pick of the second round. Ooh, hidden development rate. Our safeties are normal, so depending on what this is, that may have been a bad pick. Literally one pick after we would have been selecting Floyd Forney. Ooh. Okay, talking about selling, how are you? Now I'm worried about the other safety as well. When did he go? Oh, he went late. JT Parks, he was normal in fairness. Not a bad player, but normal development. I mean, we still had a really good draft. I'm completely happy with it. We've never had 2 hidden defensive tackles in the same draft. And I don't know if we ever will. Like, besides now, obviously, we literally just did it. Well, then again, Selvey's kind of a D-end. All right, year 2, a much better overall. 84 overall, to be exact. Chase Claypool, 83 overall now. Looks like a pretty damn solid catcher. Still needs to work on the route running, though. DeAndre Swift. Looks like the quiet kid in the back of the classroom, if you know what I mean. Looking good, but he has to play better. Terry McLaurin went up like 3 or 4 overalls. Obviously, just insane. O-line needs some work, but we have the pieces. They just need to play better. Once again, Harris is the starting left end because he has a lot of potential. The 2 DTs, a lot of potential, but they are a very raw starting point. I mean, it's a good roster. It's just got to, once again, another season under the belt. If we don't make the playoffs, should be the playoffs the season after, the following season. All right, headed to the playoffs, and I'm going to be honest, I still think we're underperforming. We are 7-9 now after the first season of, 6-10? I mean, just losing games that we just probably shouldn't lose. I wouldn't be able to tell because obviously the overalls are all over the place. Dak Prescott, 31 touchdowns, 13 picks, 4,100 yards. I mean, you look at the run. I mean, there's just not enough touchdowns being scored, simply put. Unless your name is Terry McLaurin, then nothing could be said because he's now superstar development trait. Looking at the blocking, Yeah, David DeCastro, 11 sacks allowed. Makes sense. Devin Bush, maybe to superstar. Chase Young, another 11.5 sack season, which is just perfect. Nothing really to show for picks. Tucker plays better. Yay, best kicker in the league, and he finally plays better. That's nice. As far as awards go, I don't know if there would have been any we won. Jordan Love, the MVP of the league. Looking at any other awards, I don't see any yet. Best wide receiver doesn't really shock me, though. Okay, I mean, we didn't really get anything that we needed, so that's unfortunate, but here we are, year 2 finished, and barely an improvement, apparently. Packers versus Colts. The winner of this one is the Packers. Of course, looking at DevUps, we did get an X-Factor Superstar DevUp for Terry McLaurin. Swift barely upgrading. Dak Prescott's a 92 overall now. I don't really see him going up much higher than that, though. He's 29 and 20K per upgrade, so maybe an upgrade a season if he's lucky. We got 2 DevUps, which was nice. No DevUp for Harris, which sucks, but 2 DevUps I will take. Malik Harrison with Superstar Development Trait, and then Patrick Queen with Superstar Development Trait. Is it just go by, like, the position? Like, they expect the outside linebackers to do worse because they're playing outside? I don't know. Like, I don't understand. Okudah, finally number 1 corner on the team. And as far as the draft goes, I mean, maybe we find a better DT than Selvey, but with his dev, he's not really going to be easily replaced. I suppose Woods would be on the list, too. He's 27 now. He's normal. He can't really go up any higher than that. Left tackle or center, maybe both. So left tackle, center, safety, I think, should be the primary and maybe even only focus of free agency. Is, once again, we pretty much have everything else set. Any positions here we're missing? I mean, I think all of these guys are fine to let go as well. We actually re-signed most of these guys. I figured, hey, they are actual real players for those teams that we, that's kind of the whole point of this thing. So I kept them. So heading into year 3, shouldn't see any names here. Like we said before, Alex Mack, that's actually not a bad name in fairness. Chase Edmonds, I believe. Is that a Cardinal player? Damn, I was like, it's either the Cardinals or the Steelers. Which Steelers player am I thinking of? Ooh, Kyle Duggar with star. That would be so clutch, but obviously doesn't fit. So we signed Monte Nicholson and Kiki QT, and we also signed a rookie Hoover who has star development trait to a 6-year deal. We are going to start him at the free safety spot over Woods, I suppose. Also don't know how we got Redwine, but welcome to the team. He obviously won't play a singular snap, but still. All right, I have no idea what the Browns would be willing to do here, but there is a pass rusher by the name of Larry Grant, and he has like Chase Young style written all over him now. Do we really need a pass rusher at that level? Probably not, but I do want to see what we can get because honestly, our draft, it really doesn't look great anyways. The Browns, I keep forgetting. I was thinking, hey, they have Myles Garrett. I was like, oh, wait, they don't need Myles Garrett. They don't have Myles Garrett, but they do have Nick Bosa, which you can even debate is, just about as good in Madden at least. Stephon Tuitt isn't really the opposite edge pass rusher. So, yeah, we'll have to give him a decent bit if we want this. And I keep forgetting, this is a fantasy style, yet we've done it realistically as possible. But here we are with pick 12, Tristan Hill, and 44, which honestly isn't crazy far off. I'd like to see. It's actually really far off. Let me... Luckily, this is a fantasy style. So, Larry Grant, as long as I see hidden, even if he starts, fine. And he is... He's got to be. He has to be. 79 overall, hidden development trade. He has to be like the next Chase Young type. And his eyes flickered there, and it scared the living hell out of me. We have more players. We did have Tommy Potter as well, who actually, in the end, may even be better. But since he wasn't the highest projected pick, I didn't go with him. We might have actually reached. Probably didn't even need him. Daniel Goodwell looks pretty good. I know Willis is, his projections behind, but I liked the age, and I felt like his combine grade was pretty good. So I guess we'll go to the start of the second round, and if Goodwell's there, we will trade up for him. And he is. So, all right, Cleveland, how are you doing? LeBron's like, please stop. I don't know what you did to us last time, but please don't force us into it again. All right, pick 42 and 126 for 33. Hopefully this guy's not normal, as if he's normal, then it's obviously a terrible pick. And let's be honest, he probably will be. But very athletic, Daniel Goodwell, hidden development trait, could play any position you require him to. Maybe not center, as he's 6'6", but that is a very, very good draft pick. And even though we don't need linebacker, I kind of want this guy Little. Jerry Little. I mean, he looks so good. I mean, we don't really need him that much, so I'm just going to go to the start of the third. And once again, if he's there, we'll take him. If not, I don't know. That's literally it. I don't have anything else for you. You know what? I was actually looking. Like, he's actually... That guy Little was actually so fast. We may have been able to convert him to safety. And we almost never do the opposite way. But we might have almost been able to do that. Like, he was like 88, 89, 90-ish speed. I mean, he could have played safety. As far as what we have here, I don't know if I trust any of these players. I don't really care too much for the positions and their play. I mean, they look okay. So we're going to trade down. So we get to the end of the third. We add a fifth-round pick to it. I think we'll take whoever best available is, which is all of them still. DT Sterling Grant looks decent. Bradley could use a wide receiver a little bit, but not really. His corner's got a really good combine grade, but I think Westbrook's the best available out of all of them. 71 overall, normal. He is more of a, I wouldn't say coverage linebacker, but a 4-3 linebacker. So, I don't know. He's all right. Now, pick 12. Let's see who's there. All of them again. So, cornerback. Late first projected. I don't know if that's true. Late first of the DT as well. I guess I'll take Aaron Pounds for his combine grade. 72 overall. Yeah, once again, really athletic, but obviously lacking hardcore in the coverage and all that department. Let's go to the fifth round where the DT may still be there, and if not, I guess we're done with the draft again. He is there. Sterling Grant, late sixth. Got good block shed, it looks like. 73 overall, normal, and he does. It's a good pick. It's a good pick. Traded 5th, 6th, and 7th for the Packers' third-round pick. They just won the Super Bowl, so you would assume they're pretty decent. So, it's kind of fair. Even though once it gets to fantasy, so like, why do we care? I'm just so used to doing realistic, so it's like 15 out of 16 rebuilds are freaking, maybe even 19 out of 20 rebuilds are realistic style. Of course, we did land, what, 1 hidden? 2 hiddens, actually. Mr. Larry Grant, the moment of truth. Was it worth trading up for him? We're about to find out, knowing us, it'll probably be star development. He is, he is Superstar X Factor, as expected. What's a good number for a Superstar X Factor? 97. Okay, I mean, he doesn't have anything else really to work with, so I guess 97? Let's go 97. And then Daniel Goodwell, this is like 900% chance of it being star, even though I don't think 900% exists in this scenario. Yeah, star development. I think it's either 100% or nothing. Let's take a look at the other guy, though. There was a really good pass rusher, Mr. Tommy Potter, also hidden development. 85 speed, 83 excel. Really solid looking player. I didn't even look at our guys' traits, but that guy has like every trait you could freaking ask for. And Tommy Potter is, okay, so he's worse than X Factor, but obviously could not go wrong with either. And the Bears get a normal dev guy, but he still looks really good. Imagine, I mean, obviously they knew the 40 time, but imagine you see 90 excel and the 89 agility, and then you see 81 speed. Don't get me wrong, it's good enough, but like, if you change that agility and that speed, he becomes a completely different player. Tommy Clark for the Bills, star development traits, still makes the Bills a very dangerous backfield, or secondary as you would call it. Yikes to the Eagles, and that's it. That was a really good draft, though. Not even just for us, but in general. You see a lot of high overalls in there. Let's clear up the roster and do Season 3. I'm still surprised by the fact that Swift really hasn't been upgraded. I mean, I guess I'm not surprised because he hasn't really been playing well for us, but wide receiver Agnew probably does need to be replaced. He's 27 going on 28. I don't know if this is the year or the next year is the year we have to start actually paying for players, but that's going to be a troublesome time. Offensive line, once again, left tackle, we have the replacement now. Center will need a replacement. Everyone else is fine. Defense, be nice to get Devin Bush up to superstar, but we'll see. DTs, they're both star and then end. Obviously, no issues there. So maybe a strong safety, maybe even free safety. We paid a lot for this guy. Well, not a lot, but we gave him a lot of years. He is a bit of a project at 24, so we'll see. But obviously a really good team, and if we don't make the playoffs here, I would be... I don't even know. I can't even say I would be shocked, because it's not even shocked. It's just we've been scammed, really. All right, so we have a couple of re-signings. Obviously, Malik Harrison is one of them. We'll give him a 7-year deal because he's actually asking for next to nothing with so much potential. Jack Fox, meh. I'm going to be honest, Tucker really doesn't deserve a re-signing, but it's Tucker, so I'm hoping he just gets it together. We give him a 2-year. Terrell Edmonds, even if we don't see him as the future, 4-year, 20 mils, perfectly fine. Woods, no thank you. Jack Fox, I guess 4-year deal, why not? We got 110 mil to work with. What are we worried about? Obviously, it's going to be a problem next season. I think we actually might let Chase go here and just work on getting a new guy this season. Holcomb, maybe. Justice Hill, maybe. Gallimore, maybe. And then this guy that we put at running back, Tyron Johnson, maybe. All right, here we are headed to the playoffs, and we lose, making us, once again, a team that misses the playoffs. Clearly, we are not one of the better teams in the league. I would love to see the overalls. We were 4 overalls behind everyone, and as you can see here, we pretty much caught up. So, I'm going to be honest. If we miss the playoffs next season, I'm just going to say, hey, you know what, everybody watching the video, just enjoy your Thanksgiving. Hopefully, if you're going to buy some things on Black Friday, hopefully you get the best of sales on the things you want, and hopefully you enjoy your football evening, whatever it may be, because I'm out. Dak Prescott pretty much puts up the exact same season as last year. DeAndre Swift has just not been the guy. Chase Claypool, though, could go to superstar here with that one. It's better than Terry McLaurin's season last year. Andrews was decent. Looking at blocking... Okay, now it's the center giving up. How does a center give up 10 sacks? You've got to be terrible. Larry Grant gets a 7.5 sack season, steals that half away from Young. Looking at picks, once again, nothing crazy great there. And then Tucker, why did I give him a 2-year deal? He's terrible for us. I don't understand. How is he so bad? EA, fix your trash-ass game. He's the best kicker in the league, and he missed 7 out of 19 kicks. Us in the chat have a better chance of putting up a better percentage than that. Like, if we hit one field goal, one attempt, and we hit it, we have a better percentage. Which I guess, that kind of works for pretty much every single player ever. But you know what I'm trying to say. Larry Grant, Rookie of the Year on defense. Any other award wins? Probably not, right? Yeah, none. EA, please stop. Please, I get it. I get what you're trying to do here, but stop. I'm not happy. Super Bowl is between the Texans and the Saints. I believe the Texans made the first Super Bowl. I can't remember if they won it or not. But if they didn't, they won it here. So we are a 90 overall team with 2 superstar development traits. Well, technically 3 superstar development trait wide receivers. Agnew doesn't really count, though. An offensive line that's pretty damn talented. Defensively, we did not get a single dev up, but that's fine because the guys we already have are really solid. What is Titus? Titus Howard's 80 overall. Ragnar's 92. 92 for Sheriff. 91 for DeCastro. How does this team not make the playoffs? Win or lose, it doesn't matter. How do they not at least make it? That's absurd, but... Here we are. Like I said, I'm only going to do 5 seasons max, but if we miss the playoffs again this next season, I'm done. I don't know what else I could do. I really do not know. So we get Bryce Love back, and we get Damon Harrison, the superstar development player. Of course, played for the Lions for a bit. And we're pretty much ready to go to the draft after we use these last bit of points. We have pick number 9, and as far as what we want, there's a DT that's, I think, early first or mid first, I can't remember. We're going to go to pick 6 maybe, and maybe trade up. Once again, this is a fantasy style, and we've also been getting cucked, so I don't really feel as bad if we decide to scam them. They can have Selvey. Pick 9 and Selvey for 6. Not a bad trade at all, actually, and we will be taking his DT. I just assume he's going to be hidden just because he is a pretty damn solid-looking player. This guy just looks like Aaron Donald, basically. Everyone's like, the Aaron Donald next up. But here he is, and exactly 77 overall hidden, likely to be star, but I mean, obviously looks insane. Just a top tier talent, automatic #1 starter on the team. And now for the next pick, I might actually be willing to trade up to like 16 or 17 for a left tackle I seen. Even though trading up for linemen, well, just drafting linemen in the first round is just never good for us at all anyways. Almost said first quarter. Nice. We trade 41 and 88 for Ann Carter for 16. So we will end up taking that left tackle, assuming he is there, which he is. Damian Gaddis. I mean, he doesn't look insanely great, but as far as what was available, he was like the top 2 picks. And he is hidden. So 73 overall hidden. Automatic starter, because obviously we're missing one of our linemen after we let Chase Roulier go. But totally fine with me. Let's move on to our next pick. I don't really know if it's worth trading up for anyone. The highest wide receiver we have next is a 5th rounder. We could kind of use wide receiver. He's pretty fast. So maybe let's move to like the early 4th and grab him. Give him 73 in Northrop for 91 and 123. Mr. Bryce Ford looks really fast, 21 years old. We're going to take him. And 72 overall. He actually looks really good. He's actually a solid player. 86 juke move, 96 change of direction, 84 spin. What's his run blocking? That's going to be terrible. I thought maybe even that would be sneakily good. But yeah, he looks really good. Would be a super fun player to develop. I don't know how good this guy is, but an early 4th for an early 6 isn't terrible, and maybe it was. His potentials look decent enough. We'll take the DT in the 4th round. I don't know. We'll trade this down for next year, and if the guy's in there for the 5th round pick, we'll do that. And he's there. Ezekiel Veal looks actually pretty decent. And he is. 73 overall normal. Never going to be anything for us, but maybe trade bait in the future. If we even have a future, we might give up on this rebuild if we don't make the playoffs here. I honestly could not be bothered if we don't. All right, here we are with our 2 hidden development players. Mr. DT guy. I forgot his name already. Dion Bailey with superstar development trade. Okay, so 68 isn't going to cut it, right? We'll go with the number 94. And then Gaddis, who I don't know if he's going to play center or if he even has a spot this season. He might have to play backup until DeCastro's gone. Damian Gaddis, star development traits. And that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think if there was anyone we missed. I don't think there was. No, there wasn't. We got everyone. Well, we missed a wide receiver, but now, it is what it is. It's going to be a big re-signing year as well, so we'll see. Hopefully we make the playoffs, though. I don't understand how we haven't. This is really stupid. All right, here we are on to, I think, year 4 now. Of course, if we don't make the playoffs here, I'm just done. Like, 90 overall. The team is clearly one of the best in the league. There's not much more we could do. One of the best in the league, and we didn't even have playoff games, and we had, like, top 10-ish picks. Yet we still are a top 10 team, or top 5 team, maybe even the best team. 2 X-Factor pass rushers, 2 superstar linebackers, a superstar DT, a superstar corner. I mean, the whole team is set except for maybe safety now. All right, we have some re-signings. Mark Andrews, once again, I'm not super happy about the years because, he's only star development trade, but he's obviously worth it. Ragnar, we'll give him a 5-year deal as well. 32 years old for him, won't regress as hard. Brandon Sheriff, that's a 3-year deal, I believe. He'll stay till that's done. DeCastro, I think maybe be gone next year. We could tag him if not. Chase Claypool, that's a 7-year deal. Get that knocked out as well. Anyone else? Patrick Queen, that's a little expensive, but it would be more if it wasn't for this being the first year of people, teams proper re-signing. 7-year deal for DeAndre Swift. Devin Bush gets a 7-year deal as well, considering, his deal is actually pretty cheap. Half of that of Mr. Queen. Agnew, no. Howard, that's a 4-year deal. And then I don't think we have anyone else to resign at this point in time. Here we are, headed to the playoffs, and we lost 2 of our last 3 games. We almost had the perfect season. Let's show you the stats, and, well, we'll show you the season first. Of course, literally went, 12-0, was it? 12-0, I believe. No, 13-0. 13-1, 13-2, 14-2. Really good season. This is kind of the reason why I said, we're done if we don't get it. Maybe do one more season after this if we don't win the Super Bowl. Dak Prescott, 4,800 yards, 33 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. Rushing was terrible again. Receiving, Terry McLaurin is an X Factor. Mark Andrews could be a superstar. Claypool, unlikely to go to X Factor. Agnew, doesn't matter. O-line, not bad, even though we're one of the best O-line. Well, not even one of the best. We're the best O-line in the league. So we should be doing better. Chase Young with 12.5. Deion Bailey, the rookie, with 11.5. Larry Grant, 10.5. So really good D-line numbers, obviously. Devin Bush with 5 picks. Could go to superstar. Okuda with 4. Reed with 2. 1 for Edmonds, Hoover, and Holcomb. Kicking, Tucker, really good. 27 for 30. That might be the most field goals I've ever seen us ever have in a rebuild successful. So there's that. Going on to the awards, we might actually have won some here. Dak Prescott at number 5. Looking at Coach of the Year. I forgot about that coach name. Number 7 quarterback for us. Well, Offensive Player of the Year. Any rookie awards? Yes, Deion Bailey as expected. Dak at 5. Not on the list, right? Yeah, I figure Swift wasn't on the list. Terry McLaurin at number 1. O-line, 2, 3, 4. No one else. D-line, number 2, number 7, and number 10. Best linebacker was number 8. Best DB was Okuda, which is really nice. We got Okuda with best DB. Best kicker, Tucker at number 2. We also got a bye week, so this went a lot better right at the end here. So hopefully we can get the whole job done. We are now a 94 overall going against the 9-7, 86 overall Packers, who have Mahomes. 86 overall with Mahomes. Jesus. Here we go. Bit of a no-scoring game so far. 6-0. Start of the second quarter. Holding them decently, but that's not going to last. Or is it? What the hell? 9-0. 12-0 now. The game is still way too open. 3-12. Okay, I mean, defense smoked them. 27-3. I have never seen Mahomes ever held to that little of yardage. Let's take a look at how he played. 2 picks, 0 touchdowns, 65% completion percentage, 65 as well for Dak with 1 touchdown. Swift was terrible. Todd Gurley was super terrible. Wow, good rushing numbers you got there, boys. Just filthy good. Pass rush, we did okay, but as the better pass rush team, we should have done better. And we have a better O-line. All right, here we go on to the championship round going against the Seattle Seahawks. We're 94. They are a 90 overall. They look like they stacked hard on defense. All right, going to the end of the game, 3-0, 3-all. A lot of field goals. I don't really like when other teams score because we seem to score very little points. 13-10. Right before half, they tie it up. 7-point lead into the fourth quarter. We're holding. That should be a Super Bowl trip. Should be, I said. And it will be. 27-20. I can't believe the defense has got to carry this hard. This is absolutely insane. Jordan Love, 1 touchdown, 0 picks. Pretty similar numbers there. Rushing numbers, once again, just absolutely atrocious with Swift. It's just not good. I don't understand if he's just not good or it's the scheme we're playing, whatever it is. Lots of sacks for both teams. Kicking, perfect. And we move on to the Super Bowl. They ever going to fix that jersey look? Nope. Well. One of the Thanksgiving teams. The 12-4, 93 overall Texans. Here we go. Let's make it happen, boys. Going to the end of the game. 0-all, 3 for us. Okay, 3-all there. 10-3. 17-3. Ooh, they get a touchdown before half. That's clutch for them. Defense has played pretty well. We just need offense to put up some points, and that's what they do. I just do not see Houston coming back on this one, and they will not. We win the Super Bowl over the freaking Houston Texans, 38-13. The team struggling to make the playoffs. Couldn't even do it. I think we had one playoff. Did we even have a playoff season? We lost right away? I can't remember, but then we come in here and basically smoke the show. Well, I mean, we weren't that dominant, but in this game we were pretty damn solid. And Detroit finally gets that Super Bowl, of course, in an unrealistic fashion because it's a fantasy draft. But regardless, a win is a win. And the 6-team fantasy draft rebuild is complete. If there's any other challenges you guys like to see, like maybe an NFC North one or one division, let me know in the comment section below. Dak Prescott absolutely crushed it. I went into this one thinking we were going to get Deshaun Watson, but I think this worked out even better because we ended up getting Chase Young and Dak, whereas the other way it would have been Watson and maybe Fuller. Definitely a better of the two, in my opinion. And, of course, this is what the podium looks like. I have no idea who's on the freaking thumbnail, I'll tell you that. But the Detroit Lions are on top of the football world. And like I said, if you guys want to see any more specialty-type rebuilds in the future, let me know in the comments section below. We'll have the stats and awards in a moment, do our little outro, and then you guys can get back to eating your turkey or whatever you're doing today. Dak Prescott, 5 touchdowns, 0 picks, 64% completion percentage, 310 yards, a very, very solid Super Bowl. Baker Mayfield, on the other hand, barely over 50% completion percentage with 1 touchdown only and 3 picks. Rushing, a much better game for Swift, but still a lot left to be desired, I can't lie. Dalvin Cook, I guess both teams just, every team just has good run D. I don't know what to tell you. McLaurin absolutely crushed it. Sack totals, Chase Young with 2, McKinley with 1, Bailey with 1. They had one with Bilal Nichols, but it wasn't enough. Picks for Harris, interesting, the DN. Justin Reed and Okuda. Kicking, we were perfect. They missed one with Prater. Of course, if you want to see some of the ratings, let's take a quick look at how some of the players look now. So Dak Prescott, 95 overall. Looks pretty damn solid. His abilities anchored. I would assume he already has that. Chase Claypool, 94 overall at 26. Very solid catcher. Deep route is lacking a little bit, though. Bruiser and red zone threat. Terry McLaurin ended up getting 2 X Factor, I believe he did. Double me with mid and elite, reach for it, and this is what his ratings look like. Very, very solid. Swift, just a quick gander. He hasn't really played well, but of course, since he's young and he was the starter the whole time, he got to a decent overall. Mark Andrews, potentially the best tight end in the league right now. 3rd. I thought maybe the other guys would have regressed. Really solid route runner. Look at those routes. That's just crispy. Defensively now, we'll take a quick look at Patrick Queen and them. They developed actually really nicely. Lurker for Patrick Queen. Absolutely insane. Look at the coverage ratings. Whew. Very good player. Looking at Harrison on the other side. Mid-zone KO and run stopper. A little bit on the slower side, but more of a block shedding guy. So the run stopper of the team, obviously. And then Devin Bush, kind of a both like a two-way type player. Looks pretty good. Chase Young, 99 overall, flat. Fearmonger, Speedster, and Stonewall. This is what he looks like. Super great excel, pretty solid speed. Just a great player in general. Bailey was only his first year, but looks really good for a first-year player. Obviously, insane stuff. Jeff Okuda now with 25 years of age. Bench press and deep rock KO, actually pretty damn solid. Man coverage 99, 94 zone. He looks ridiculously good. We'll take a look at Larry Grant, and then we'll call it there. Larry, very solid. Obviously, got to get going on that block shed now, but really, really good player. And that's pretty much it. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this special little Thanksgiving rebuild. Once again, should be a second channel video on PK Plays. Another Spider-Man video, most likely. And that's pretty much it. Maybe a stream on twitch.tv/Jeromepkr later tonight. I don't know. Maybe it'll be in the community tab. I'm not sure. But once again, thanks for watching. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, maybe leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays, like we said. And then, once again, twitch.tv/Jeromepkr. That's about it. Hopefully you come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!